Hello there, one and all. My name is Tim Kail, and I am an independent writer, podcaster, and filmmaker. This is my YouTube channel, Tim Kail Creates, where I share some of my short films that I've made over the years. So I'm going to explain to you a decision I've made just this night, and that decision is very simple. I am no longer going to submit my films to film festivals. I've been doing this for maybe like 3 or 4 years now, submitting to film festivals after I've completed a film. And there's a submission fee. You go to Film Freeway, you find a film festival that might be a good fit for your film, someplace where you'll actually be competitive with the thousands of other submissions that film festival has gotten. And once you submit the film, you then have to wait sometimes 3 to 6 months to hear back from the festival to find out if you've been selected or rejected. And during that time, you can't share your film on YouTube or Vimeo. It's in the selection process or it's being reviewed, so you can't share the film. I have found that particularly stifling and frustrating as a filmmaker because I move very quickly. I like to make my films quickly, and I like to get them out for people to actually see and react to quickly. I'm not a patient filmmaker. I'm not a patient artist, and I've accepted that about myself. And I've also, over the past year, have just started to get the sneaking suspicion, particularly after 2 films that I submitted to festivals. I just got the sneaking suspicion that I was kind of being taken for a ride, that I was being duped in some way. And whenever money gets involved in these processes, I just get very, wary. I'm very wary of anything where it's like you pay to get more or you pay to have your film judged and reviewed. That whole process, that whole system doesn't work for me. It doesn't really work for me from the standpoint that I got to wait 6 months to hear this back from them. It doesn't make sense to pay $70 to the Tribeca Film Festival only to get rejected. I'm not making this decision to stop submitting to film festivals because I don't want to be rejected. That's not the reason. It just doesn't make any sense. For me to spend $70, I could use that money for food. I could use that money to pay my electric bill. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. If I was a millionaire, I'd be submitting all the time. Then it makes sense. If my films had budgets and support, it makes sense to try. But it just doesn't make sense with the kinds of films I make. I mean, they're like super independent films. They're so independent. There's no budget. It's not like these are $1 million films. It's not like there's a big camera crew. It's just me with this camera right here. This is the camera that I have. Basically, long story short, I'm rejecting the system. I don't think the system is designed because you get in your head, oh my God, Film Freeway. I have access to all these films. And Film Freeway is a great website, makes the submission process easy as pie. You just got to pay and you write a cover letter, you submit to the film festival, then you hear back whether it's rejected or selected. I don't have this money. And it just the system feels designed to just suck up as much money as it can from these hopeful people. And I just don't like that system. I don't like money being involved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make films with this camera whenever I want to, and I'm going to share them for free on YouTube. I'm just going to post them on YouTube for people to see, for people to react to. And I have no delusions of grandeur whatsoever. I am not attempting to become internet famous via YouTube. That's just not going to happen. I just want to take the money out of it, and I want to take the neediness and the desperation out of the process. I just want to make the films, and I don't want to worry about submitting them and trying to become famous. It's just not a value anymore. It was in my 20s and in my 30s, my early 30s. I'm 39 right now. But I feel good about this decision. Anyway, my name is Tim. My name is Tim Kail. Watch my short films. They're available for free on this channel, Tim Kail Creates. And I'm proud of each of these films for different reasons. Each one has something in it, at least one good thing in it. But that's like 5 or 6 short films that I'm proud of. And my next film is 2060, takes place in the year 2060, if you couldn't have guessed. And it basically, it's very simple. It just follows a day in the life of someone living in the year 2060. So I'm really stretching my creative muscle there, trying to make the science fiction elements and the futuristic elements work and be believable, despite the fact that I have no budget and can't show things like holograms, and I just can't do any of that stuff. I just don't know how to. So working within the confines of what I have is very rewarding and a lot of fun, and I just love it. So I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. But I have no idea when that will come out. But that's going to be my next short film. And then, so that's what this is. I'm not going to follow what other YouTube channels do. I'm not going to care. I don't care. I don't care what other people do to get famous. I don't care. I just want to make art. And I'll keep you updated on when 2060 is coming out. Hang on. Where are my glasses? All right, well, here's one thing for 2060. I got a drone. So, in the future, in this future depicted, there are drones everywhere. So this drone is going to get stuck in a bush. I'm going to zip tie it to a limb of the bush, and then fly it so that it's stuck, and it's going to be like this. And then my character comes along and frees it from the bush, and then the little drone says thank you, and he says all right, and then the drone's like bye, and then flies away. And then this right here, this glove is the glove of a robot. So my character goes into the elevator, and there's a robot in the elevator. But anyway, here is the robot mask that is going to be in the elevator. So there's like a black ski mask that covers the neck and the head, so all you see is this. So that's my robot head. I was originally thinking about building a robot that looks like the Boston Dynamics robot, but decided against that and went the prop route, went the Amazon route. So this glove is going to push the button on the elevator to close the doors. And it's going to be a close-up of the hand pushing the button. Yeah, so I'm working on this now, and it's a lot of fun. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching my video, listening to me ramble. I appreciate it a great deal. I hope you're doing well. Follow me on social media. Most social media, I am at Work of Wrestling. And check out my film podcast. I have a film podcast titled The Five Films. Little indie podcast. It'll brighten your day. If you love cinema, if you love film, you will love this podcast. It's all about the 5 films that shaped our values. So those 5 films, not necessarily your favorite 5 films ever, although some of them are probably going to be on that list, but it's really about the 5 films that shape who you are, that present a worldview that you espouse and that you think other people should follow. All right, so these are my creative projects. Thank you very much for listening and watching. I have no sign-off yet. Maybe one day I'll get one. But in the meantime, I'll just say thank you for watching.